Hey, this is Logan over here at Contractor Growth Network, helping you go from craftsman to businessman. Let's go. All right, this first one I'm going to be going through, it's really going to separate you from you and everybody else out there contractor-wise, and we're talking about speed from when a lead comes in to you actually reaching back out to them. And when I say the speed, you got to be calling them back within like 10 minutes. All right, you should make it a point to not let anything go to voicemail, if at all possible. If it's after hours, that's one thing. Set your voicemail up correctly, but speed within 10 minutes, at the minimum, 12 hours. I've heard from so many contractors that all they get is bad leads. But unfortunately, they're not bad leads. It's that somebody reached out to you and then you got back to them 2, 3, 4 a week later. Whatever that is, speed is everything here. And if you know, because they probably have already complained about it, if you know that nobody else has called them, now you get to use that as a leverage point of my speed is actually an indication of what it looks like to work with me. Prospect says, you know, you're way more money than everybody else. And then you can ask them, okay, great. How has the communication with the other contractors been? And then you shut up. And that's all predicated on the speed aspect because you call them up instantaneously. I'm telling you, that's the difference maker here. Speed is everything. That's tip number 1. Number 2 is going to be sell from the very first question that you ask. And here's what I mean, because here's the first question that you want to ask. After you go through the niceties, hey, how are you? This is who I am. Perfect. You want to ask them, quote unquote, hey, I'm just curious. We've been getting a lot of reviews on Google. Is that how you found us? And that's what you're going to ask. That's simple. Here's what happens. There's a good chance that they've seen some of the reviews, but maybe they didn't. Either way, what you're doing is you're calling out to them that you're getting amazing reviews from people. It's going to show A, trust, and B, transparency. On the trust side, by saying, hey, we're getting a lot of reviews, there's trust in numbers. All right? And what I mean by that is when there's a lot of people that are doing something, the natural human instinct is to do what everybody else is doing because humans naturally want to fall in line with everybody else. So that's going to help on the trust side. And then the transparency side is reviews are all about transparency, right? So you're establishing, hey, we are upfront with everything that we do. And the fact that you're asking them at the beginning of this, there's probably a good chance that they say, oh no, that's not how I found you. I found you through Facebook or a referral or something else. Doesn't matter, but you're asking this because you're essentially, this is a roundabout way of saying, hey, we are the best. We're getting these amazing reviews. Have you seen them? You're just simply asking it in a roundabout way to say, hey, we've been getting all these amazing reviews. Is that how you found us? That's number 2. Number 3, I actually need to pull up my laptop and show you how I do it. Let's jump in. You like that? All right, number 3, we're jumping in. This is going to be selling using visuals. What ends up happening is most contractors who sell big ticket items, and I mean anything like $25K and above, they just do it assuming that the homeowner or the prospect just knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about. They don't. Use the visual here. When we're using visuals, we want to essentially get the prospect to come up with a problem and then see the solution right next to it when you are the solution. Here's what I mean. So by using the visuals, what I'm going to do on this sales call is I'm going to ask the prospect, hey, do me a favor, read that first section to me because they're going to be on the website as I'm on the website. So we're both looking at the same things because humans are visual by nature. And they're going to say, get the kitchen space you need to entertain the whole family. Then I'm going to ask them, tell me about that. And they're going to go, well, in fact, funny you bring that up, we have a big family. They're going to go through all this emotion and all this pain and all this stuff. And then next to it is this beautiful kitchen that shows that it is more spacious, right? There is something else there. So essentially it's problem, solution, problem, solution. Nobody else is doing this. So you're going to stand out just like that. And clients absolutely love this. You are taking the problem and then showing the instant solution. Sell using stories. This is what we train all of our sales team on because people remember stories. So let's go back to the visual. Prospect, what do you like about this? And they're going to say, oh, I love this, this, and this. And then he gets to now bring that up and tell the story. He can go, okay, well, funny that you called out the island there because on this kitchen, the Smiths, they have 2 young kids. And what they wanted to do was actually be able to cook while their kids sat there and did homework. And before this, they didn't even have a breakfast bar or anything like that, so we had to install it. It's a story. So what you're doing is you're not just showing the product, you're telling the story that goes behind it, because that's really what matters here. So if the prospect on the other side has kids, which if you are like every other remodeler out there or a contractor out there where you're typically working with people that are age 35 to 55, household income of 125 and up, home value of 600, 700K and up, depending on where you live, it's all the same demographic. So there's a very good chance that if you've done this project for somebody that has kids, the person you're talking to probably also has kids. And by you bringing up that story, that prospect is going to make the connection of, wow, this contractor really is different because they're fulfilling the deeper needs. When I sell our stuff, I'm not selling a website. Like, I would not show you the Brooks & Sons website of Bobby's and just say, oh, check out that website. What do you think? Because I'm selling a website. But if I go, hey, look, you see this website? Funny story. This guy last year sold $1 million for the first time ever, and he's already beat that number this year, and it's been, less than 2.5 months. That's really what people are buying here with CGN. They're buying the ability to get more customers, more profit per customer, get repeat customers, all that stuff. But if I just sold you a website, then you're just, it's the same as if you just sold a kitchen. You got to sell the story behind it. So number 4, sell with stories. All right, and number 5, I'm actually going to put the laptop away. Number 5 is going to be follow up. If you are somebody that sends out proposals and estimates, which I'm not a fan of, and if you join Wealth Builder, you'll learn how to make sure you never have to do that. But if you still do that, A-okay. Here's what you're going to do differently though. When you send over a proposal or an estimate to the homeowner, you're not just going to send it over and then cross your fingers and hope they like it. You're also not going to itemize the crap out of it because that actually doesn't build trust with them. It actually overwhelms them. And now they go, well, maybe I don't need all those things. It's like when you buy a car, you don't actually get every single part broken down. So when you follow up, do the follow up with them where you're both looking at the proposal. So I would not suggest sending it over prior. I would say, hey, I want to have a proposal follow-up call. I'm going to call you. We're going to walk through this thing together. And if they say, nope, we don't want that, just send it over, they're probably not the best fit for you. All right? Or you can objection handle and go, well, hey, look, when I send it over, typically what happens is people have a ton of questions, and I don't want to leave you with a ton of questions. I'd love to walk you through it. So you're going to hop on the phone with them and walk through it together. Now, if they're really against that, say, great, let me do this then. I'm at least going to shoot you over a video where I'm going to walk through it, and you can use a program. We use it. It's called Loom, and then that way you can record the screen and your face, because what's going to happen here is you're now going to show the proposal on the screen. You're going to walk through it and explain it to them. Hey, we're doing this, and this is why we're doing it. We're doing this, and this is why we're doing it. No, again, nobody else does this stuff, and we have clients that actually have done this, that the people that still do proposals, and they've won projects that are like 15, 20K because they've done this. Now, wrapping all this stuff up, do it, but I want you to watch this video that I'm going to post right here or show right here that walks through how to sell using visuals from your website to Yelp to your Facebook page. That will be one of the most impactful videos you ever watch. Check it out.